sunrise, like Bill. We started out as embers, barely glowing in the dark. Two broken hearts colliding till we struck a single spark. And every step was fragile, every night we didn't know, but somehow in the quiet we could feel the fire grow. And even when the world felt cold, you kept the flame inside your home. That's the way our fire grew, from a flicker into something we both knew. Every storm we faced just pulled us through. Yeah, that's the way our fire grew, the way it grew. We learned to trust the shadows, found the courage in the scars. Every tear became a lantern, guiding us beneath the stars. And when the fear was rising, you were steady in the night, holding on until the embers turned to something burning bright. And even when the rain came down, you were the flame that never drowned. That's the way our fire grew, from a flicker into something we both knew. Every storm we faced just pulled us through. Yeah, that's the way our fire grew, the way it grew. Oh, maybe love is made of moments where the breaking leads to shine, where the coldest nights remind us what it means to stay alive. If the winds begin to falter, if the night comes into view, we'll remember how we made it, how the fire carried through. That's the way our fire grew, from a heartbeat into something bold and true. And no matter what the world puts us through, yeah, that's the way our fire grew, the way it grew. The way it grew. A nostalgic moonlit atmosphere still come drifting through the haze, like the echoes of a summer that we lost along the way. I can feel you in the quiet, in the spaces left behind. Every memory, a lantern still surviving in my mind. And even when the night turns cold, there's a warmth in what we used to hold. These are the echoes of what we were, ringing through the silence like a whispered blur. Every heartbeat knows, even if unsure, we're chasing echoes, echoes of what we were. endure storms and learn to calm. To believe is in the moment when the world felt safe and warm. And though time became a distance, like a tide that pulled the shore, I can still recall the feeling of the love we can't ignore. And even when the truth feels far, you're the echo in my beating heart. These are the echoes of what we were, ringing through the silence like a whispered blur. Every heartbeat knows, even if unsure, we're chasing echoes, echoes of what we were. What we were. Maybe love is made of moments that refuse to disappear, little pieces of a story we still carry year to year. If the future feels uncertain, if the night begins to stir, I remember where we started, in the echoes of what we were. These are the echoes of what we were, where the dreams held on and the light occurred. If we find our way, love will still comfort in the echoes, echoes of what we were. What we were. What we were. What we were. You were heat inside the silence, a spark I didn't know I'd felt, turning shadows into silver every time the distance dealt. I was drifting through the darkness, but your touch became a guide, pulling light from hidden places I had buried deep inside. And even when the night grew thin, your warmth was where my strength began. Now we're fading into quiet fire, burning slow but rising higher, in the stillness where our hearts conspire. We're fading, fading in the quiet fire. There were nights the world was heavy, every breath a distant day, but you held me like a promise, nothing fragile yet could break. And the truth became a rhythm, like a flame that knows its name, growing stronger in the shadows till it finally learned to claim. And even when the dark returns, your steady glow is how I learn. Now we're fading into quiet fire, burning slow but rising higher. In the stillness where our hearts conspire, we're fading, fading in the quiet fire. Maybe love is built in whispers of the moments we don't speak, in the light we try to nurture through the fragile and the weak. If the night begins to tremble, if the flame starts losing breath, we'll just listen to the warmth that holds us steady through the rest. Now we're fading into quiet fire, where the glow remains and the truth grows higher. Every fear we shed becomes desire. Yeah, we're fading, fading into quiet fire, quiet fire, quiet fire. Soft and wandering through the quiet, listening for a sign of you. Through the spaces where the moments faded into shades of blue, but the silence starts to tremble every time your memory calls, like a voice inside the distance catching me before I fall. And even when the night feels long, your heartbeat pulls me back where I belong. In the echo of your arms, I still feel safe inside the calm. When the world turns cold, when I lose my charm, I find my strength in the echo of your arms, your arms. There were nights I held the darkness like it meant to take me in, but the memory of your shelter kept the shadows wearing thin. Every trace of you is fire, every breath I take is proof that the love we built together still survives the toughest truth. And even when the fear comes near, your light is louder than my fear. In the echo of your arms, echo of your arms, where the storms give up and the fear disarms. If the road gets rough, I'll come to where you are, 'cause I still live in the echo of your arms. Your arms, your arms, your arms, your arms. Glow, glowing sunrise, like opening. We were drifting through the shadows, feeling miles out of place. Two hearts trying to remember every line of every trace. We had battles in the silence, we had nights that burned too long. But even in the distance, we were learning to stay strong. And something in the wind felt right, like a spark beneath the fading light. Love found us again, like a flame relit by a soft cold wind. Pulled us back from where the dark had been. Yeah, love, love found us again. Found us again. We were holding on to memories like they held the only truth, trying hard to build a future from the echoes of our youth. But the cracks became a doorway, and the storms began to clear, till the night we saw the answer standing right in front of here. And suddenly the world felt new. Every breath came back to you. Love found us again, like a flame relit by a soft cold wind. Pulled us back from where the dark had been. Yeah, love, love found us again. Found us again. Oh, maybe every heart gets broken just to learn how it returns. Maybe we were meant to wander till the path began to burn. If the night begins to tremble, if the doubt comes drifting in, we'll remember how it happened, how love found us again. Love found us again. In the quiet moments when the world The slow dusk moved, warm and wistful. I've been walking through the pages of a story left behind, tracing every faded moment, like your name still holds the line. Every picture feels familiar, every heartbeat feels the same. Yet the shadows on my memory fall like echoes of your name. And even when the night goes deep, your light is something I still keep. Shadows on my memory, pieces of a past that still remembers me. Every step I take, they follow quietly. Yeah, the shadows, shadows on my memory, on my memory, on my memory. There were places we would wander, there were dreams we couldn't hide, and the laughter in the silence still rings warm on winter nights. I've been searching for the meaning in the lines we never spoke, but the truth is in the shimmer of the things we didn't know. Even when the world feels cold, your touch is something I still hold. Shadows on my memory, pieces of a past that still remembers me. Every step I take, they follow quietly. Yeah, the shadows, shadows on my memory. And the things we think are broken still hold pieces of our flame. If the night begins to tremble, if the fear comes back to me, I'll remember how we lived inside the shadows we could see. Shadows on my memory, where the past breathes soft like a melody. If the road moves on, I'll carry what I need. From the shadows, shadows on my memory, oh my memory, oh my memory. A fragile, imperfect and glow. You were quiet in the doorway, I still learning how to heal. Every breath you took was trembling, like the world forgot to feel. And I held you in the spaces where the light refused to land. All the pain you tried to carry softened slowly in my hands. Even when the night dragged on, your heartbeat kept a gentle song. There were storms that left you shaking, there were echoes in your chest, but you learned to trust the moments where your truth could finally rest. And I saw the fire flicker even when you couldn't see. All the fragile in your footsteps found its strength inside of me. Even when the tears ran wild, your softness made the world worthwhile. You were the hurt that stayed soft, never broke me down, never turned me off. In the cracks where all the fear got lost, you were tender. Just the hurt that stayed soft, stayed soft. Maybe love is in the quiet, in the breaks before we mend, in the ache that makes us human, in the touch that doesn't end. And if someday the night grows heavy, if you falter at the cost, I'll remind you of the beauty in the hurt you never lost. You were the hurt that stayed soft through the storms, the doubt, and the lines we crossed. Every fragile piece was never tossed, 'cause you were tender. The hurt that stayed soft, stay soft, stay soft. Quiet at the nighttime, I was walking through the wreckage of a day that fell apart, holding pieces of a promise pressed against a fragile heart. Every shadow felt heavier, every breath was wearing thin, and the silence hit like thunder in the places hope had been. But from the edge where I had tried, I heard a voice that kept me alive. That was the night I broke inside, when the weight came down and I couldn't hide. But your steady heart was there to guide. Yeah, you held me through the night. I broke inside, I broke inside. All the fears I never mentioned came crashing through the dark, and the truth I've been avoiding left a bruise across my heart. But your hands became the shelter, and your warmth became the flame, till the cracks began to soften at the sound of your name. And in the moment I let go, you showed me strength I didn't know. That was the night I broke inside, when the weight came down and I couldn't side. That was the night I broke inside, when the fear ran wild and the truth collided. But your gentle fire stayed by my side. Yeah, you held me through the night I broke inside. I broke inside. I broke inside. Lonely late night radio light mood. I've been driving past the memories on a road that never ends, searching for the kind of quiet that the heart can't comprehend. But your echo hits the speakers like a voice I can't let go, and the tears fall through the signal in the spaces only you would know. And every time the noise breaks through, I swear the truth comes back to you. I'm crying through the static, trying hard to find something less dramatic, but the past comes in like a cinematic wave. I'm crying through the static, through the static. I still feel you in the distance, in the crackle of the line, in the breaks between the silence, where your heartbeat once met mine. And the world keeps spinning faster, but the moments stay the same. Every note inside the chaos still remembers your name. And even when the night feels loud, I hear your truth beneath the sound. Maybe pain needs time to speak. Every frequency is haunted by the love we couldn't keep. But if someday the line grows clearer, if the night learns how to bend, I'll still listen for your heartbeat in the place where signals mend. I'm crying through the static, where the memories break but the pull's still automatic. If the stars tune in, maybe they'll reshape it. But tonight, I'm crying through the static, through the static, through the static. felt still for once, like the moment meant to last. You were smiling through the quiet. I was scared to say a word, but the truth was in the silence, in the beat that we both heard. Before the doubts could pull us back, something bridged the space we lack. That's when our hearts spoke first, breaking through the fear and the endless thirst. Every wish we held finally reversed. Yeah, that's the night our hearts spoke first. Hearts spoke first. We had walked through different shadows, we had carried different storms, but you held me like the sunlight, and I melted into warmth. All the miles we thought could break us lost their meaning in a breath. When your hand found mine, it sounded like a vow we hadn't said yet. Before the words could find their voice, love had already made its choice. That's when our hearts spoke first, breaking through the fear and the endless thirst. Every wish we held finally reversed. Yeah, that's the night our hearts spoke first. Hearts spoke first. Oh, sometimes love begins in silence, in the spaces left unseen. Sometimes hearts are louder than the words we try to mean. If the world grows dark around us, if the seasons twist and turn, we'll remember how it happened, how our hearts began to learn. That's when our hearts spoke first, when the truth broke free and the lines rehearsed. If we lose our way, love won't disperse. We'll return to when our hearts spoke first. Hearts spoke first. Hearts spoke gem golden hour, like an old favorite song starting. There was something in the rhythm of the nights we couldn't lose. Every chord became a heartbeat that was beating just for you, and the world felt wide and open like a melody we knew. Every moment was a memory when the music felt like you. And even when the notes rang thin, I heard your voice come back again. Back when the music felt like you. Every song we played brought the sunlight through, and the echo stayed no matter what we grew. Yeah, the music felt like you, felt like you, felt like you. There were nights the speakers trembled with the weight of everything, but your laughter cut the static like a harmony in spring. Even now I hear the fragments of the dreams we tried to chase. Every chorus still remembers melody kept me holding on. Back when the music felt like you, every song we played brought the sunlight through, and the echo stayed no matter what we grew. Yeah, the music felt like you, felt like you, felt like you. Baby, love lives in the rhythm, in the beats we can't forget, in the lyrics we don't whisper, but our soul still can't regret. If the silence starts to tremble, if the world slips out of tune, I remember how it felt when every song was shaped like you. Back when the music felt like you, when the chords rang out with a brighter hue. If the sound fades out, I'll still pull through, 'cause I lived in the music when it felt like you. Felt like you. Felt like you. A cool dusk atmosphere, slowly brightening. I've been walking through the shadows where the daylight used to stay, trying hard to trace the outlines of the hope I lost one day. But your memory keeps glowing in the corners of my mind, like the sun that once was shining on a world I left behind. And even when the night feels long, your echo keeps my heartbeat strong. And this is where the light left me, in the quiet of a moment I couldn't see, but your voice broke through so gently. Yeah, you found me where the light left me, where the light left me. There were storms I couldn't weather, there were roads I couldn't take, and the weight of all the questions nearly taught my heart to break. But the warmth you left inside me never faded, never died. It became the spark that guided every step back to the sunrise. And even when the dark grew deep, your strength was something I could keep. This is where the light left me, in the quiet of a moment I couldn't see, but your voice broke through so gently. Yeah. This is where the light left me, but you turned that darkness into something free. Every broken piece rose carefully, 'cause you found me where the light led me. Where the light led me. Where the light led me. Where the light led me.
Quiet glow rising into warmth. I was running through the shadows, trying hard to find my way, holding on to broken moments like they still had words to say. But the night began to open when your voice cut through the cold. Just a single spark of kindness turned my fear into something bold. And even when the dark looked deep, your memory pulled me from the sleep. You were the light I kept, burning through the storms when the world felt swept, when the road fell out and my heart misstepped. Yeah, you were the light I kept, the light I kept. There were days the sky felt heavy, every sunrise lost its flame, but the thought of how you held me brought the colors back again. You were more than just a moment, more than comfort in the rain. You were hope in quiet pieces that rebuild me once again. And even when the winds turned wild, your warmth was steady, soft and mild. You were the light I kept, burning through the storms when the world felt swept, when the road fell out and my heart misstepped. Yeah, you were the light I kept, the light I kept. Maybe love is made of moments that we tuck inside our bones, little lanterns for the darkness when we think we're walking alone. If the night begins to haunt me, if the weight becomes too much, I remember how you held me, how you lit my soul with touch. You were the light I kept, through the nights I doubted, through the tears I wept. If the world grows dim, I'll still reflect that you were the light